from me. So I want you to be clear. We're talking about living healthy and longer. And I told you last time that there's a lot of study out there that show that people who are sexually active actually were healthier and they were living longer. So the whole idea is become a sexually active person in order to live healthy, right? We know we have to eat right. We talked about putting the right fuel in your body. If you're lactose intolerant, don't bother putting any lactose in your body. But also other things contribute to your health. There's mind wellness, right? Sadness, depression, being blue. We have found that people who are sexually active have less depression and sadness. There's a lot, now, not forced. We're not talking about the forced one. You know, there's more sadness with that. But living a sexually active life decreases depression, it increases overall health. So that's what we talked about last time. But we also addressed the issue that what? There are two types of sexuality. Things that can, what did we say when we talked about some external things? Anybody? Looks. What else? I said to do your homework. I gave you homework to find out for yourself what are the things that are your triggers. Did anybody remember? Remember the story? Your partner comes home. Hey, guess what happened today? We did this, and I want you to do this, and I need you to hang the curtains, and I also need you to mow the lawn, and we said that's not sexy, right? That's not cute.
How are you doing today?
How are you doing today? Right? We said attacking someone at the front door when they walk through is not sexy, right? We also talked about if you are what we would describe as people who like romantic environments. You like candles. You like music, right? And you walk into a place and it's junk everywhere. You know, it smells like cigar. That's not sexy. If you're that person. There's some people who like the smell of cigars, right? And that might work for them. But you have to know, what are your external forces? Doggy, right? You smell like cat litter, right? That may not be cute. That might not be, hey, let's get it down, right? Also, we talked about looks and appearance. Walking in with the bedroom slippers and the fuzzies, you know, may not be cute. But we also found out, and I gave you an example of friend of mine who got a whole wardrobe of lingerie. Everything, every walk somewhere, and then we'll say, hey, tell me a little bit more kind of things you like. And, you know, maybe we'll try it next time. But you don't want to roll over and say, well, I didn't like that. Well, you would touch me here, and I didn't like that. No, that's a no. That's a absolute no. So those are some external things. Other external things got the grandbabies running around. You know, got people in and out your house. Is that sexy to anybody? What you gonna get with the kids running in and out? Or sleeping in your bed? Okay? Oh, they don't like sleeping alone. How you gonna get anything on? And you got the baby in the bed. Grandbaby sleeping over. Or the cat, or the dog. You know? Baby, dog, cat, and partner. Not sexy. Not sexy, right? But then we had the internal that we talked about. And this is the really important stuff. Anybody remember some of the internal things that we had to really work with?
Yeah, what you said.
Self. What was I saying about myself? Am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Is my butt too big or too little? Right? Am I funny or am I boring? Right? What am I saying to my, I'm too old. Right? I'm too old for this sex thing. What is a conversation that we're saying to ourselves? And that is probably more important than our external. Because someone may set up the beautiful romantic candles, get the 5-star restaurant for you. You've been seeing them for a long time, maybe a year and a half, but you never take it to the next level and become sexual because you have a belief system about yourself. That ended when I had my kids. My religion said the only time to have sex is to have kids, and kids are done, so I no longer have to be sexual, right? Or it was a trauma and drama. It wasn't a good feeling. And so you said, done with that. What is the internal conversation? You know? So I asked you guys to do some homework. Anybody brave enough to share someone else's experience that you heard about from a cousin or a aunt that thought about an internal thought? Not yourself, but somebody you heard.
I'm talking about myself. Nothing stops me unless I'm mad.
Mad, anger.
That's it.
Anger.
I'm done.
So anger. Anything else? Internal things go. You're mad. You're upset. What other things may affect your sexuality?
Yep.
Guilt? Describe for me guilt.
Money.
I like that one. Money. Money, honey.
Money.
Money.
Feeling unappreciated.
Unappreciated. Feeling now, is that external or internal or both? Both. And that's a really tough zone. That's a tough zone. Appreciation comes from where? Where do we get this appreciation thing from? Expectations. Expectations. And I'd like to start there. I'm glad you mentioned that word, expectation. Because believe it or not, sexuality has a lot to do with expectation. If you expect your partner to have food on the table and ready when you come home, and there's no food on the table when you get there, you may run into feeling unappreciated. I've been working all day. I'm working on, and I can't even get some food on the table. Or what if there's food on the table and it's something you don't like? I don't eat pork. She know I don't eat pork. Why should we put this pork on the table? Right? Unappreciation. Not being appreciated. So then, if you are not appreciated, but we said it comes from where? Appreciate comes from where? Appreciate, which comes from expectations. Now, my girlfriend and I were having a long conversation about expectations. Where do expectations come from?
You can communicate with yourself.
That's a good word. Communicate. But are we really communicating our expectations? Especially when we're talking about sexuality. Or we just laying there. Alright. Do you do? Get it done. You finish yet? or we say, I like you to suck my big toe. I like that feels good when you suck my big toe. Or you say, rub my back for me. Rub that thing out for me. That makes me feel good. Or you're just like, what is the expectation? And expectation that is not spoken does what? When you don't express your expectation, what are you doing? You're setting somebody up. You're setting somebody up. You like flowers. That's just your thing. By the way, not everybody likes flowers. Some people think they like flowers. And, somewhere along the line, a lot of men were told, bring your girl flowers. But how many women in here flowers do nothing for them? You got one right there, right? You got 2, 3 people. Flowers don't. So your partner comes up, here's some flowers. And you be like, thanks. Thanks. Okay? Now, your partner thinks, I brought some flowers. I'm going to get me something tonight. And that did 0 to move you towards sex. Now, what if your partner brought you some chocolate? Anybody in here chocolate people? Or liquor people? What if they brought you some wine, a bottle of wine? Right? Some wine. Right? Now, some people move really close to sex if you can bring them a bottle of wine. But they walk in with chocolate. All right, let's watch a movie. Very important to talk about your expectation. And I want to spend one part B today really talking about the language. What are we actually expressing when we are communicating with people? Now, can anybody give me an example of a time where you went to a party and you helped out the host? You were setting up the table. You get sad. Where's the person? You get mad. Do you get any sex?
Nope.
You're sure not going to get any sex. So sadness, unappreciated, mad, all those feelings that are inside will not move you toward the goal that you desire. And it goes with partners. The same thing goes with partners. So tell me, what stops you from speaking about your sexual expectations? Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty.
I'm trying to be fearful.
Fear? Good word. Fear. What are we fearing? What's the fear?
Rejection.
I love that word. Rejection. Rejection. Who wants to be rejected? You say to a person, suck my big toe. I love it. It turns me on. It gives me ticklies all the way up my spine. And the person says to you, I ain't doing that. Your toe's nasty. I saw your corns and calluses. You got that fungus. I'm not doing that. Right? And that feeling of rejection close as a coochie. And just tighten it up. Right? Because that's not fun. Or you say, hey, you know, I really like oral sex, you know, it really, you just hold it for me a little bit. Just hold it, just stroke it a little bit. And you're like, I ain't touching that, that's nasty. Again, rejection. So your partner says, but you know, you don't have to like do it all the way, you know, you don't have to get it. Oh, just touch it a little bit for me. Just, that's rejection. So you're right. People don't want to be rejected. Nobody likes that. And that goes back from childhood. That's some childhood stuff. You know, you bring your mother, your teacher, your friend, or something that you thought was beautiful, something that was good, and they told you, oh, that's nasty, that's ugly, that's that, whatever it is. And that gets into our subconscious mind, right? So what do we do? Shut down. And just say, okay, you finished? Okay. And we want to move away from that because life's too short right now, right? Life's too short. Life's too short now to continue to carry the baggage of childhood. Right? It's too short. I know we went through COVID. And I don't know if you've lost any, but I lost at least 30 patients. You know? And one thing I know, it's too short, and I just went through cancer, it is too short for us to continue to carry baggage from childhood.
That's true.
So what can you do to get over fear? The fear of someone saying, I'm not sucking your big toe, I don't like toes, or no, I'm not turning on my face because I know what you're going to do back there. You know? Okay? Or I don't like them G-string because it sticks up my butt. You know? What can you do to get over the fear of rejection?
Communicate.
Communicate.
Be honest about it.
Be honest. But we're afraid that if we're honest, we still get rejected. How many people have been honest and it didn't turn out well? Come on, we know. We've been honest with people. Girlfriend, that outfit, that's not working for you. I know you like it, but you keep wearing it, and I keep telling you it does not work for you. And the girlfriend's like, I don't know what she's talking about. My wig look good. He gets rejected, right? So you can still get rejected. You can still get a bad outcome when you're honest. So what do?
Keep moving. Go to the next question.
What do?
Try something else. Go to the next question.
Go to the next question. Go to the next expectation.
Yes.
But you really like someone stroking on your penis. You really like that.
Compromise. You got compromise.
I think I would start by asking what other things you would like sexually, putting them out there first. I'll open the door so I know where I'm going.
Okay. So communicate. So you open the door. Instead of starting with me,
What do you like?
let's start with you. One of the wonderful things that makes sex such a great thing is that you can't do it alone. I didn't say you can't masturbate. Masturbate is a solo endeavor. Okay? I said sex. Sex is copulation. Copulation means more than one person. Right? So even if it's a blow-up doll, you're still working with something else. Right? So, starting outward instead of inward. That's one way to break down a barrier. Any barrier. If I'm interested in you, how does that make you feel about me? Hey, you know, you like working out. I noticed you've been in your exercise clothes every time I've come to do this talk. What's your favorite exercise? What's your squats? Anybody like boxing? I like boxing, but you like squats?
Yes, I like it.
All right, good. How often do you go?
About 3 times a week.
Wow, when's the next one? I'd love to join you.
The next one. Well, I'm going for myself, I'm going to water aerobics.
Okay, when's the next water aerobics class?
It starts, I think, like 9 a.m., but I go someplace else, not
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, I'd love to go if you give me the information. Okay. Do you see where we're going here? You see where we're going here? I'm taking an interest in you, in life, because we're human beings. We want to feel loved, cared for, appreciated, and that shows up when people take an interest in us. And the number one interest is, say my name, say my name, say my name. No one's around you, baby. Say my name. Okay? Talk to people using their name. And then asking the questions, what is it you like? And you'd be surprised by taking an interest in what someone else likes. It's almost, they're guilted into asking you what you like. They're almost guilted in, oh, well, so you like massages? I like massages. What do you like? I'm gonna hear this. Oh, okay. So she likes chocolate. So I'm gonna bring some chocolate next time. I had a minister who told me what to do with fear. The truth is you're going to feel fearful. You're going to tell somebody, you know, I like mineral oil massages. Or you might tell somebody, you know what? I like the sound of the ocean. Can we go to the beach and walk on the beach? And they may say to you, I don't like sand in my toes. Then I gotta wash my feet, and then my shoes get all dirty. And they may say that's not something that they like. The answer to fear, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
And why are you going to do it? And so how do you get to loving yourself? Because the truth is, you shouldn't be having sex with anybody if you don't love yourself.
That's right.
It's going to have a bad outcome. You're going to feel used like a toilet paper. Okay? And nobody likes feeling like a piece of tissue. Blow your nose and put them in the garbage can. When you love yourself, you know, and know yourself. Because loving equals knowing. Are you going to know your partner 100%? Of course not. But you got to know something. You got to know that stroking down is better than stroking up. And, you know, a caress along the side of the spine stimulates them, whereas touching the bottom of their foot make them mad. You have to know that. Knowing that you love wet kisses versus dry kisses, you have to know that. Because if someone does that and they think they're doing a good thing, it's going to be a turn off. And then you'll disappear and they'll be like, what happened? You know, I brought the flowers, I kissed her, I don't understand. And all because unspoken expectations. Whose responsibility is it? It's yours. It's yours. Or is it the person supposed to sit there? Let me see. Does she like flowers? Does she like chocolate? Does she like sushi? Does she like Thai?
Yes, indeed.
That's crazy. You ever time you waste? Say that again.
Mind reader, you're not a mind reader.
It's unfair to force somebody to read your mind. It's unfair. Right?
Definitely.
It's unfair. It's really unfair. And it also delays good sex, right? Let's go straight down the path and let's go, I like this, I like this, I like this. I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. Yeah, let's be clear from up front. So you get matched equally, right? Question.
No, I was just gonna say, if you remember Dr. Ruth that used to come.
Yes,
into
Dr.
here.
Ruth, Dr. Ruth Restheimer.
I used to listen to Dr. Ruth, and Dr. Ruth said, if it's something you don't like, tell your partner, you don't like this, or this hurts, or this bothers you, or something like that. Well, I took Dr. Ruth's advice, and I said that, and that was the end of that.
And guess what? That's a good thing. There's some people who really get off on bondage. Let's talk about it. Some people like the choke down, just a little choke, just a little, not a choke like killing you out, but like just a little choke, you know? Just a tiny squeeze, you know? But you may, as a child, will sit on by your big brother or your big sister all the time. And the thought of having someone choking you out just bring you flashback of your life floating in front of you. And that's just something you're not going to get involved in. It's important to communicate that. It's also important for that person to know that you're not going to be a sexual partner because those are the things that you do not like. But I guarantee you, on this planet Earth, there's somebody out there who like getting the choke down. There is somebody out there who like being urinated on. There's somebody who likes oral sex. There's somebody who likes massages. There's somebody who likes, you know, having sex with you. It's not fair to have people guess. It's not fair not to say what your likes are, right? And you're doing yourself a disservice when you don't go for what you like. So let's talk about steps to overcoming fear. The first thing we said, we're not doing this where? In the bed. We're not doing this in the bed.
Ma'am?
So, it's also not a bad idea.